Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Chakudash. Double honor seals and apostles of great most never will. Peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. Shalom and above all. Back at it with a lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Lord willing, this video is edifying. Ultimately, just want to bring up a point, all right? Because in this day and age, you tend to hear people say, I'm on my purpose. I'm on my purpose. I'm on my purpose. All right. But you have some people out there that their quote unquote purpose is ultimately to be vain, to be without purpose, so to speak. Their way of serving a purpose is, being missile food, man. Okay. Now, this is relevant because ultimately the reason why that's so is because those men are without the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And ultimately, let's just say, hypothetically, you might be quote unquote successful in this society. You might have a nice house, you might have a nice looking woman, nice car, your children go to prestigious schools, and you got everything heart's desires. You got all your heart's desires, so to speak. Your eyes standing out with fatness. You have more than your heart could wish. All right. But ultimately, if you're without the riches and the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the righteousness of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, your life is in vanity, man. Your life is vain. Okay. This is 2 Ezra 9:22. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain. And let my grape be kept, and my plant with great labor have I made it perfect. So who was born in vain? Ultimately, those who were set up for destruction. Those who are bound to be missile food. As prophesied in the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, and verse 19. Through the wrath of the Lord Yahweh of hosts is the land darkened, and the people, all right, referring to 2/3, the wicked, all right, those whose names are not written in the Lamb's book of life. It says, and the people shall be as the fuel of the fire. No man shall spare his brother. What does it mean, fuel of the fire? Missile food, all right, because we can go to the word fuel in this particular word right here. The Hebrew word there is meat, okay? And what do people like to say? You want to eat certain good foods so you can fuel your body, right? Well, you people, all right, who are born in vain, ultimately, your purpose is to be destroyed. All right, you're going to be fuel for the fire of the nuclear missiles, which is a part of the judgment of the Lord, as well as the chariots. Let's get that real quick. That's also in the book of Isaiah. All right. Isaiah 66 and verse 15, for behold, the Lord will come with fire with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebukes with flames of fire. For by fire and by the sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. All right, why? Because a lot of people really are born in vain. That's why the scripture says, let the multitude perish. All right, multitude meaning what? It's a great number of people. All right, matter of fact, it also says in 2 Ezra, what does it say? 2 Ezra 5, and starting at verse 1. Nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the day shall come, that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. All right, so many people are going to be taken in a great number, meaning what? Many people are going to get put to death here in these last days due to their wickedness. 2 Ezra 8, starting at verse 1. And he answered me, saying, the Most High hath made this world for many, but the world to come for few. And that's why the elect is known as the remnant, okay? Because pretty much the elect is going to be, even though you're going to have an innumerable multitude of the elect as well, but the elect, when you number the elect, so to speak, in comparison to the rest of the world, it's going to seem like a small number. That's why Yahweh said, that when he comes back, shall he find faith on earth, because faith is ultimately only going to be found in the elect. All right. And the elect is going to be a small number in comparison with the rest of the world's population. That's why the Lord said 2/3 of the nation of Israel is going to be cut off and destroyed. All right. 1/3 in comparison of 2/3 is a great ratio. All right. It says, I will tell thee a similitude, Esdras, as when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee, that it giveth much mold whereof earthen vessels are made, but little dust that gold cometh of, even so is the course of this present world. You see? And we're hoping that we be made more precious than fine gold. All right? Like sure say, the trial of your faith being more precious than gold of that which perisheth. You know? It says, there be many created, but few shall be saved. Why? Because many are really born in vain. Why? Because ultimately they lack the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of Yahweh Bashem Shai. And it makes complete sense. It makes complete sense because really you're not truly tapped into the secrets of this universe if you don't have the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of Yahweh Bashem Shai, because that's the ultimate key. All right, everybody can say, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that, you want to get paid, you go this route, you save this much money, so on and so forth. But it's like ultimately like, okay, what's after that? What about when the dollar crashes? What do we do then? What do you do when a demon appears before your face? Do you go get your gun and load it up and try to shoot it? All right, what do you do when there's a famine breaking out? And you have no access to resources or goods because your government is withholding it from you. What do you do in a situation like that? Yeah, you might be a so-called high-value man according to Babylonian standards, but what about when Babylonian standards no longer come into play? Then what? A lot of people don't consider things like that because, like say Psalms 49:11, their inward thought is that their house shall continue forever, to all generations, roughly paraphrase. But this place is speedily approaching its end. So it's time for everybody to acknowledge the power of Yahweh Bashem Shai and to humble themselves and to come back to the Lord. All right, or they could just, number themselves among the multitude who are numbered of the sword, man. Because when the Lord called, they didn't answer, man. When he spake, they did not hear. But they did evil before his eyes, man, and chose that in which he delighted not, man. And you'll be surprised at how many people in this world choose that path, man. And that's why the Lord says they are like vanity, man. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, and verse 1. Surely vain are all men by nature. Right, because men by nature, without the wisdom, knowledge of Yahweh Bashem Shai, by nature, man is vain. All right, because they go after vanity, man. Anything that is not truly of Yahweh Bashem Shai's spirit is vanity, man. It says, surely vain are all men by nature who are ignorant of the Most High. It's all through the spirit, because I was talking to someone, all right, and I was telling them, ultimately, we are spiritual beings going through a physical experience. And the only true way to find, quote unquote, happiness and contentment in this life, all right, and prosperity, so to speak, is to tap into the spirituality and the connection with Yahweh Bashem Shai. That's the only way. Because you have people who are filthy rich, so to speak, yet they hate their life. How is it that you had a Rothschild take his own life, man? A descendant of the Rothschilds take his own life. That goes to show you money isn't everything, man. And Jake, Jake thinks that's what it's all about, getting money, having resources. But the thing is, once you got the resources and you still feel that void within your own spirit, no matter how much things you buy, that void can never truly be fulfilled till you seek Yahweh Bashem Shai, man. And that's why when you read the book of Ecclesiastes, you find the word vanity up and down that book of Ecclesiastes. Because why? Yahweh Shai, through the Spirit, which is King Solomon in reincarnation, if you can receive it, he was understanding that, look, pretty much he was doing like a spiritual test, so to speak, spiritual theory and trial and errors. All right, he applied his heart unto wisdom, he applied his heart unto folly, and he came to the conclusion that what? Wisdom excelleth folly, even as light excelleth darkness, man. pretty much saying what? If it isn't the wisdom of Yahweh Shai, all of it is vanity, whether it be riches or poverty, man. You know? Read this again. Wisdom of Solomon 13:1. Surely vain are all men by nature who are ignorant of the Most High, and could not out of the good things that are seen know him that is, neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the work master. Right. Okay. Men by nature are vain. All right. Men by nature are like beasts. Okay. You know, but the wisdom knowledge of Yahweh Shai is what separates us from beast. That's what gives us order. This is Ecclesiastes 3, starting at verse 18. I said in mine heart concerning the estate of the sons of men, that the Most High might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts. All right, and you're gonna see that as the time goes by, you know, we approach Jacob's trouble. You're going to see that men are like beasts, man. You know, moving off impulse, not logical. All right. You know, moving off of instinct, so to speak. All about their flesh. All about their desires and pleasures. Just like a wild animal, man. You're going to see that these people are going to be like wild animals, man. All right. And when you watch that movie Batman, The Dark Knight, all right, Returns, the one with Heath Ledger playing the Joker. All right, you had the Joker. He was getting interrogated by Batman, and he said, look, these people are only as civilized as society allows them to be. He said pretty much when chips are stacked up against them, and, you know, all hell is breaking loose in society, in other words, all right, these people are going to eat each other, man, just like brute beast. And that was literal, because guess what? That's biblical prophecy. Call Lam like Basham Shai, and the elect will be kept from these times, man. All right, matter of fact, this is Isaiah 9. I'll go back to verse 19. Through the wrath of the Lord, a howl of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be as the fuel of the fire. No man shall spare his brother. And he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry, and he shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. Okay? They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm. Yeah. Going into what? Cannibalism, man. That's coming too. And you're going to see that man is as vanity, man. All right. If Yahweh Shemashai's spirit is not within it, it's vanity. Point blank, period. Psalms 127:1, a song of degrees for Solomon. Except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Except the Lord keep the city, the watchman waketh but in vain. All right. That's right. You know, so the Lord is like, look, if my spirit isn't establishing it, it's in vain. Okay? It's not going to stand. If my spirit isn't with those watchmen, so to speak, they watch in vain. Okay? And that's why it's important to seek the Lord in all things. Like Scripture say in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. That's right. So in all our ways, we're supposed to acknowledge the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Because if we don't, everything else is truly vanity. All right. Now I want to go to the book of Job, chapter 27, verse 14. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. And you can apply the scripture to Esau, Edom. All right, because it says in verse 13, this is the portion of a wicked man with the Most High, and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. But 2/3 are going to apply to this too, because why? They follow after their father, the devil. Like the Lord said, John 8:44. You know? And that's why Scripture saying Proverbs 16:4, the Lord hath made all things for himself, yet even the wicked for the day of evil. So pretty much the Lord made certain people to be destroyed. You know, same way how as a child you build up a sand castle, and then what do you do once you finish that masterpiece, so to speak? You stomp on it, you kick it over, and you destroy it, man. Okay, so it's the same thing the Lord does with these different kingdoms, man. He builds them up and he throws them down, just to show his power, man. And that's just what it is. And if you try to step outside of that, guess what? You're following vanity. Okay. Second Ezra 8, verse 55. And therefore ask thou no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish. When they had taken liberty, they despised the Most High. So this is for you people asking, well, why would God do this, right? Why would God set up a kingdom, to destroy it? Well, this is the answer. And therefore ask thou no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish. For when they had taken liberty, they despised the Most High, thought scorn of his law, and forsook his ways. Moreover, they have trodden down his righteous, and said in their heart that there is no God. Yeah, and that knowing they must die. For as the things aforesaid shall receive you, so thirst and pain are prepared for them. For it was not his will that men should come to naught, but they which be created have defiled the name of him that made them, and were unthankful unto him, which prepared life for them. All right. It says, and therefore is my judgment now at hand. All right. So the Lord is saying, look, about the multitude that's going to perish in vain, don't even worry about them. Don't even ask me about them. Okay. Because ultimately they despise the ways of Yahweh Shemel Shai, man. With great wickedness. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 9, starting at verse 6. It says, for though a man be never so perfect among the children of men, yet if thy wisdom be not with him, he shall be nothing regarded. All right. I'm going to show you what. If any man or woman, all right, does not have the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of Yahweh, Baal Shem Yahweh Shai, even if they're perfect amongst the children of men, the children of this world, people like Steph Curry, LeBron James, people who have a lot of clout and everybody loves them, so to speak, people of the world love them. Well, guess what? If they don't have the wisdom, knowledge, Yahweh Shemel Shai, what does it say? They shall be nothing regarded. They're as vanity. They're vain. Okay. This is also the book of Psalms 39, verse 5. Let's start at verse 4. Psalms 39 and 4. Lord, make me to know mine end and the measure of my days, and what it is, that I may know how frail I am. Right, because man is as vanity, man. And we are frail. Like the Lord said, fear not thou worm Jacob. A worm is frail, man. The Lord likened us unto worms, man. We are likened unto earth and ashes. We are nothing without Yahweh B'Shem Shai. Behold, thou hast made my days as an handbreadth, and mine age is as nothing before thee. That's the Spirit. Verily, every man at his best state is altogether vanity, Selah. Okay? That's right. Surely every man walketh in a vain shoe. Surely they are disquieted in vain. He heapeth up riches and knoweth not who shall gather them. That's what you see, man. You got certain dudes, they all about that get-rich scheme. They want to get all this money, rack up all these riches, and so on and so forth. But it's like, okay, when you die, who's going to gather them, man? Who's going to gather up your riches? You can't take those with you to the spirit realm, but you can take your righteousness with you to the spirit realm. I'll back that up with a precept. And how beautiful is that? You can't take carnal riches to the spirit realm, but you can take your spiritual riches to the spirit realm. All right. For righteousness is immortal, according to Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 15. Revelation 14 and 13. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, write, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yes, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them, man. That's beautiful, man. All right. So our righteous labors are going to follow us in the spirit realm as long as we endure in this thing. Okay. Psalms 39, starting at verse 7. And now, Lord, what wait I for? My hope is in thee. Deliver me from all my transgressions. Make me not the reproach of the foolish. I was dumb. I opened not my mouth because thou didst it. Remove thy stroke away from me. I am consumed by the blow of thine hand. When thou with rebukes dost correct man for iniquity, thou makest his beauty to consume away like a moth. Yeah, meaning what? We corrupt. We break down. As the scriptures talk about, though the outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. We age. We get sick, you know. We have bodily infirmities or whatever. You know, we smell sometimes. If we don't keep up with our hygiene, we tend to smell, you know. You get acne, you know what I'm saying? You consume away like a moth, man. Surely every man is vanity, Selah. Like I said, every man at his best state is vanity. And that's why we're praying to get new bodies, you know. Because right now, even at our best state on this side, we're as vanity. Like Scripture say, all of our righteousness is as filthy rags. This is Psalm 62 and verse 9. Surely men of low degree are vanity, and men of high degree are a lie. Right, because if you're a man of high degree, so to speak, in this world, ultimately, you know, you didn't get there due to your own strength. You got there because Yahweh Shemashai promoted you there. And men of low degree are vanity, you know. It says to be laid in the balance, they are altogether lighter than vanity. So let's just say you take men of high degree and men of low degree. The scriptures say that they're lighter than vanity, man. Going to show you what? Man at his best state is as vanity, man. Okay? And that's why it's so important to establish the relationship with Yahweh Shemashai, especially in these times, man, because, you know, we don't want to get just tossed to the side like vanity and during these times of trouble. We want Yahweh Shemashai to have a peaceful eye upon us, man, and give us blessings and mercy and comfort. Psalms 144 and verse 4. Man is like to vanity. His days are as a shadow that passeth away, man. All right. So ultimately, men are vain without Yahweh Bashmel Shai. That's why it's important to establish the relationship with the Lord. So Ecclesiastes 1 and verse 14. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. You see? So ultimately, you know, every work done under the sun is vanity and vexation of spirit. Whether you're into cars, whether you give relationship advice, whether you know how to get a good credit score, okay, whether you know how to shoot a basketball from the three-point line and make it every time, whether you know how to run a 4 flat, okay, it's all vanity. Whether you know how to, you know, be a Floyd Mayweather or a Muhammad Ali, okay, whatever the case might be, it's all vanity, man. If Yahweh Shemashai's spirit is not watching over you. And that's point blank, period. So ultimately, in conclusion, what's the conclusion, man? Because, you know, people say, okay, oh, I'm on my purpose. Well, ultimately, what is our purpose? This is Ecclesiastes 12, starting at verse 13. And let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh Shemashai and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Yeah, that's our purpose, man. For Yahweh Shemashai shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Yeah, that's what it is. That's the conclusion of the matter, man. All right? That's the whole conclusion. That's man's purpose upon this earth. All right? This is 1 Peter 2 and 9. But you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should shew forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. Yeah, that's what our purpose is, man. To shew forth the praise of Yahweh Shemashai, who has called us out of the darkness of this world into his marvelous light, man. Abarazah, we stay within it and continue to do that which is pleasing in his sight. So that's really the point on that right there. Lord willing, this video is edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shemashai, Bashmakakodash. Double honors to those in the apostles, great most, and that we well. Peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. All right. Shalom and a Baba Ball.